so simple, and it's right underneath our nose. And we're turning away from it in every single moment because we have been born and bred into an unwell, emotionally constipated society that is completely out of touch with the aliveness that is pulsating through the system in every single moment, begging us to get in touch. And when we do that, we receive the keys to open all of the doors within our subconscious mind, which is the vast majority of your thoughts, decision-making, self-worth, 95% for the average human. And the subconscious mind is not what we are taught it is, not even by Joe Dispenza or Bruce Lipton. The subconscious mind is an energy field that is connected to the quantum. It is connected to the source of all knowing. We're utilizing the conscious mind to reprogram the subconscious mind. And this is all this work is from a biological, biochemical, just very physical standpoint. The work that we are doing with purification is we are reprogramming our subconscious mind, which is a data bank of painful memories of limitations that constantly reinforce lack, fear, scarcity, limitation. We are now living in the 21st century where majority of humans are not only disconnected from their emotions, they are completely living out of their body. They wouldn't even know where to begin with this work. And it would be very intimidating for a lot of beings to start this work because of how much has been suppressed. And when you open that can of worms, it's not going to be pretty. What we find when we start doing the purification work I've been doing on myself for several years now is that the emotions on the top feel icky and painful and fearful. This feels too much. This is too much. I don't want to feel this. But what we find when we start to drop deeper and deeper and deeper, and we set the intention, I'm going into this. I am not turning away. I will die in the eye of this storm, no matter how intense. Energy doesn't want to remain stuck. Energy wants to move. So the second we're just like, oh, and we just surrender, which is why a dark night of the soul is the most powerful way to awaken, because you're just like, I let go, like I give up on this whole thing. And then your whole false sense of self starts to unravel, and the real you can actually start to come forward. And that's what's happening right now as we all face some really shadowy stuff that's coming up. Think about your biggest fear right now. Like we all have it, whether it's around the physical body deteriorating, your child getting sick, is it about predators, theft, is it about the government coming and taking you away? Is it about you being tax audited? Like we've all got these deep fears that have been programmed into us by a society that's trying to keep us locked into a dream, under a spell, which is also another word for the matrix. We always choose, we don't choose what the mind wants to work with, because the mind will say, but no, I want to be free with money and I need abundance now. But if that's not the thread that's poking its little head out, that's the divine order, because you facing the fear around whatever, like your child being run over by a car, you have no idea how connected that is to your lack of ability to bring abundance into your life. Like it's all so intelligently connected. So the first stage of the alchemization is always to do the scan and pick on what feels most active. And then the going in process, be prepared that every single excuse in the book is going to come up as to why you shouldn't be sitting and doing this. For a lot of us, that's going to feel really uncomfortable, because the process of you going through some kind of awakening, and you as the microcosm of the earth, you are naturally going to want to meet the frequency of the planet, and the planet's frequency is changing. So that means before you can start feeling the truth of what you are, all of the layers of things that aren't you, all of the suppressed emotions, they're going to come up. And so many people can see this period as a bad thing because they're emotionally eating. They're turning to more drugs or crutches or alcohol. They're feeling really crappy. All of their insecurities are coming up. They're feeling a lot of fear around money. None of that is bad. That is fantastic. That is your initiation for you to go to your next level of purification. So this is so relevant and necessary right now, because as we create this new earth and we start building communities, and we are going to transition the currency over the next, I can't say for certain, but at least over the next century, the systems as we knew it are going to be so radically different. They're going to be so radically transformed. And so the purification work is necessary, because otherwise it's going to be very distressing. The main point of the agenda is to keep us separated, which is part of this COVID separation, 1.5 meters, don't touch, socially distance, because it naturally weakens the field of resonance when we start separating and we start turning on one another. Because when we are most powerful is when we come together as one and we remember what we truly are. We remember our power. So as borders open and communities start kicking off, and there's a lot of it happening all over the world, and there's going to be a lot more of it, what's naturally going to unfold in its own organic timing is that people can come together and everyone's going to hold a unique role that can bring a living organism into fruition. You have incredible wisdom and knowing inside of you. And when we start to pull back all of the physical and non-physical layers in the physical, mental, and emotional bodies, we reveal what you can call a superhuman. But it's not superhuman at all. It's what we truly are, but it is the version of the human, the Homo sapien, that has been suppressed through this deep state agenda. The next cycle is going to come, and it's going to be very obvious because we're in cycles, and right now we're in a shadow cycle. But then there's going to be another cycle that comes, and it's going to be staring us all in the face, and it's going to ask us to take some very bold decisions and movements in our life. And the more bold we can be with those decisions in the moment, whether that's a resignation from a matrix job, a 3D job, or whether it's leaving a relationship that's been keeping you safe, like whatever that move is for you, the bolder the change that you make, the more reward that you're going to start playing with, because that's just the natural law of the universe. Like we're very, very supported when we take risks in that way.